Hey guys, good to see everybody back. Outfits Garage here. Nice cool morning. We've had some warm days here lately, but here in the last 24 hours, it has gotten chilly again. Thought we'd getting into spring there for a little bit, but apparently it has turned back off cold. So anyway, I'm going to show you a couple more little projects we've got. Everybody knows the Oldsmobile. Everybody's seen it, but let's go look at it one more time. I might try to get in here and show you the interior on this thing just a little bit. It needs a little work. As you can see here, the trunk pan is good as air conditioner and condenser, just some pieces and parts. And this thing, I love the dash in this old car. Move this toolbox out of the way. These little oil that's been sitting in here for a couple years. But I just absolutely love that dash. It's got 74,000 original miles on it. And yeah, the seat needs redone. The pedal, I mean, you can look at the pedals and tell that they're not worn out. But there's a backup plan. I can get that 455 back off in here as it's supposed to be. It's actually supposed to have a 425, but that engine is long gone. But it's had got a little water had gotten down in it sometime or another. So yeah, it needs some new seals around the windows. These are like real brittle. Very brittle. You don't want to mess with them much. I'll have to look and see if I can find some seals to go around that somewhere. Somebody knows where to get those at, let me know. But I just love that. Look at that. I just love it. But 1966 Delta 88. It's sitting in here. I got all my old spare gasket kits up on top of it. Now this thing has had some hacking go on by an old boy. I'm not going to name him, but y'all see him on here every once in a while. But had a little hacking go on so that we could put a 350 in here. I mean, I thought it was a 350, but it wound up being a 305, but that was okay. But a small block Chevrolet does not fit in this thing as it should. So I had trouble clearing right here on the sway bar with the harmonic balancer and pulleys, and back there the oil pan. I had to be careful because of the drag link rubbing. So yeah, the thing drove like a dream. I love driving it, so I'm really looking forward to getting that 455 or getting this one built, one of the two, and getting it in here, getting this thing fired up and running again. One of the coolest things about this old car is that left front, the speedometer cable runs down and through the spindle and hooks into the dust cap. It's got a little square on the back of it, and the speedometer cable hooks into that, and that's what drives your speedometer. And so that's pretty cool. I've never seen that before. And but the grill on this thing is excellent. As you can see, it's excellent. It's nice. It's all chrome, everything. I mean, when they built cars back in the day, they made them look stylish. And It's a little dusty right now, but that dust don't hurt them a bit. I'd rather it be in here than sitting outside getting water damage on the interior. So, yeah, the seats really need redone, and that'll come in time. But main thing is right now is getting this thing going. Just look at that. Isn't that nice? Look how that thing just swoops down that side. Just swoops. Yeah, it's a boat. It's got a little sun. It's the reason it's rusty from here back is because it's set in a shed, and the fenders were covered in that shed where the wall was, and back here, and you can see right there where the rust line is. I think there's a repair done up there. I believe may have been what happened on that. But back here, if you notice, right here on back, it gets really rusty. And what happened is that the back end of that car stuck out in the stuck out into the to the sunlight. And this side isn't as bad, you've noticed. The other side's worse. So anyway, this car originally had 14-inch tires on it and wheels. I've got a set of 15s on it right now. But that's a backup plan. I plan on getting done if we can ease out there and get that motor and transmission off of, let me show you. I found out this guy right here, Ben Skin Automotive. He's the one that's got that motor. I just found out, what was it, last week or two, something like that. Doug told me about it. So let's go out here and look at your truck, Matthew. Let's see what it's got. And we've got project after project. Right here, many of you's gonna like that, a lot of you Mopar guys. See, even we have a Dodge. So, it's just was about 85, 86? 86 model. We've done a little bit of work on it. It needs a little bit done. Got a set of stainless steel shorties on it. Set of chrome valve covers sitting here getting some surface rust on them. But it's just been setting because it's got a few little problems. Some of you Mopar guys might know what to do. Some of the wiring has been all jacked up on it. From my experience on Dodge trucks, I don't know about cars, but Dodge trucks had some of the jankiest wiring systems on them that things were a little bit crazy on them. But anyway, we need to go through here and kind of work some of this out. But I think this is a 318. Some of you Mopar guys could probably help me out on that. But it's supposed to have a 360. Well, with the problem that we're having, it's not a huge problem, but when you start this thing, it shakes like crazy. It runs perfect. So if I'm thinking right, I don't know that I've ever had one of these apart, but if I'm thinking right, the torque converter is what has the starter ring on it. If I'm thinking right, and that, I think that's where, I may be wrong on that, somebody help me, but I'm thinking that's where the balance weight goes. And I think I'm pretty sure a 360 and a 318 has different weights, have different balances. So somebody help me on that. Help me to understand. I mean, it's nothing fancy. It needs a lot of work. It had electric windows in it at one point, and it was all messed up. So we took these and are converting it over to a crank handle. Somebody had pulled all that stuff out and really just damaged the door majorly. So you can see where they just hacked it up and just tore it all to pieces. But anyway, we've got these in now. This crank, we've got to get the other one in for that side. probably maybe sometime this summer get on this one a little bit. It's just an old truck, but hey, it's a Mopar. It runs great when we had it running, the last time we had it running. So it's got dual exhaust, 18-inch clutch packs. So sitting on a flat over here. So it just needs a little bit of work. We'll get there one of these days. So that's just some of our stuff going on right here. We got project after project after project. Let me show you another project we got going here. We've got it working, but it's our trailer. Many of you that's been with us a long time would know this project. This thing, as you can see right here, it's got a little damage, but this wall didn't exist when we got this trailer. It had been mashed. A 1-ton truck hit this trailer from the rear sitting at a stop sign. That truck was going about 60 miles an hour, and he stopped right here. So we rebuilt all this, got all this back together, and we'll go inside. We were able to get this thing for dirt cheap, but as you can see, we haven't got the inside finished out yet, but we're getting close. We got our spring, everything, our door works good, all our wiring is in. I used all red wiring. That's an old hillbilly trick, use what you got. So anyway, that's what we've got. We've got all our lights working. We need to get some more of this board and put over here and up here. If we can get this, we need 2 sheets for the top, and I think 4 sheets for the bottom. Maybe more than that. I think we had figured 5 sheets, but we may have to have. See, we need some right there and then some right here. Same as that. So I think 5 sheets is going to fix us up on that. I think we can get it for about $18 a sheet. So that's just another project we're working on. Plus we're going to, once we get that done, we're going to come in here and repaint all this, clean it up, make it light, nice, make it fresh. That way it don't look so used. I mean, this thing is used. It was used for a construction trailer. And he had a big table set up here in the front and had racks in here where he stored all these screws and these bolts and these parts for everything that the guy did. He did construction and used it for storage. Parts, I guess, parts and screws, whatnot. But we've got to get our shelves and toolboxes and things put in here so that we can get all this stuff out of these boxes, because this is a nightmare trying to race with a box of this stuff here, box of that stuff there, box of that here, box of that there. Everything's organized in different boxes, but it's irritating trying to get in here and go through this stuff. So we've got to try to get some things reorganized. Plus, we're going to try to get us a tire rack built so that we can stack our tires. These are our spares. We'll get our tires stacked up over here somewhere. That way they'll be up and out of the way. When we pull the car in here, they're up out of the way. When we need them, we just come get them. And see this, like this box right here. I don't know that you can see it, but this is actually an old fishing tackle box, but it works great for what we're doing. And I'll show you. See, this top opens up and we've got bolts and pop rivets and nuts and electrical fittings and sheet metal screws if we need them. Some spare lug nuts in case the trailer needs, if we lose a tire or something. Just odds and ends. We've got things there. And then the bottom half is we got spare brand new spark plugs. We got batteries right there for our race receiver. There's some of those. Our race receiver, I'll show you what that is real quick. It's just a little electronic device that you plug your earphones in and you use while you're racing. You put it in your helmet, and the people in the tower at the racetrack contacts you and has contact with all the drivers at the same time, and they can talk to you that way. And anyway, we've got that in there, and see, we had a spare distributor cap for the little mini stock, which we can probably get ready to take that out now. But even an old tackle box works great for organizing when you're doing these things, making things simpler and easier to work and to keep things going. I don't know if you can see that or not. I was just holding the camera up. Hope you could. But anyway, there's an aluminum bumper we're talking about maybe putting on the Outfit Z in there. So we'll see what we can do with that. But anyway, that's what we got going on right now. And some of our projects. I think it looks pretty good. Turned out real nice. It turned out to be a pretty nice. See, I worked at a Great Dane Trailers for a while, down in North Little Rock. Worked down there rebuilding and repairing, which I worked in a place here in town, and worked there for probably a year and a half or so, I guess. And then a buddy of mine worked at Great Dane in Little Rock, where they would take tore up trailers, wrecked trailers. I already had mechanical experience from doing mechanical work all my life. Growing up, I started helping my dad. I was about 9 years old. I'd have my hands in a little pan. I'll show you here. It looked almost identical to this. This is an old aluminum dish pan. It's got some old grease and stuff in it right now. But it was almost identical to that right there. I was about 9 years old, had my hands in there almost elbow deep washing parts for my dad. And we didn't have no solution that wasn't dangerous or anything. We just had gas. And we didn't know no better. As long as there wasn't any fire around, you're all right. So I've never been burned up. I ain't saying I wouldn't ever get burned up, but I hadn't yet. I'm 50 years old. So started out doing that at 9 years old, watching him turn wrenches on vehicles. That's when I actually started getting interested in it. And from then on, I've been doing something on a car or something, a little bit here, a little bit there. It's just gotten a little cold out here. But anyway, that's how I got my trailer experience, rebuilding experience, building trailers. So anyway, we're back in here. We got to get some wire brushing going on this front end. That won't take too long. Knock this thing out, clean it up. Got a couple cans of Rust-Oleum, and we'll see how far that goes. That's what we always use on these cars. We don't have the money to go out and have these things high-tech sandblasted and powder coated and all of that. That's our powder coating right there. Powder coating the can is what I call it. So hey, it works. It makes it look better than rust, and gets the job done. So got us a little gauge cluster I found, it's a used gauge cluster right here. and it's a starter switch and a button. Found that in a bunch of stuff that we got with one of these race cars, and we may try to put that off in there. So anyway, that's what we got going here at the Outfit Garage. You got anything, Matthew? No. Ain't got nothing. It's just cold, ain't it? I don't know how cold it is. I know it's not as cold as it is up there. I believe it's Idaho where Bear Rose Garage is. Oh, it ain't cold at all. It's only 45 degrees. So it's just cold for us down here. We had almost 70-degree weather for the last 3 days, and now it's turned off chilly again, and we're not used to that. But anyway, we're still visiting with family. Got daughter and son-in-law in, and I just thought I'd come out here, show y'all what's going on around the Outfits Garage. A lot of guys kind of like the stuff hanging on the walls. It's just signs and things. Now I want to show you this. This is pretty cool. I don't know if you can see it or not, but if you can see, there's kids playing. One little boy there, he's got a checkered flag. Got 2 or 3 kids in cars there. A little blue 24, a number 6 up there in a little truck. And they're out here working. And this boy right here is in a number 2, looks like an old Dodge. And this is a painting somebody has done. My sister got it for me. And I was thinking, that reminds me of me when I was young. Because I always played in Dad's old junk cars he had out in the field. So I just thought that's pretty neat though. My sister got that for me. So I thought that was pretty neat. Just some different things. Now this old license plate, I know I'm kind of rambling, but that old license plate right there is a 1936 Arkansas tag. And the only reason I've got that in here is because my dad was born in 1936, and that's what I've got to honor him in here. He never got to see this place that I'm at now, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's just my little thing. But anyway, just some signs. Now this old door panel here come off my old buddy Wayne Brooks's car. I know that light right there is kind of hard to see, but if you'll notice, it says Rochester, Minnesota on it, and then Pro Chassis out of Arthur, North Dakota. I helped Wayne for several years. He's a Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer, and I helped him for several years, and I still help him during the summer when we're up there at the racetrack. Believe it or not, he still races, and I think he's 72 years old, and still competitive. And if you ever read Mark Martin's autobiography, you'll hear about Wayne Brooks. And if you're ever up at Batesville, South Side area, go by Mark Martin Ford. Mark Martin has a museum up there, and he has a picture of, I think he's got a picture of him and Wayne's cars running together. And then, so back in the day, they had 55 Chevrolet cars back then. And it's pretty neat. That's back in the early 70s, 74, 75 era. So anyway, Wayne Brooks is a kind of a local legend. They call him Professor around here. He's got a driving school now, but he also races still. And anyway, and that right there is the door panel, number 10. If you notice, the sponsors are the same as what's on the red and white car over here, because it's the same body that we peeled off of this car. So anyway, that's what that is. Matter of fact, here's a picture of Wayne's car back a few years back. It's a little, says UFO. He was known from the early 70s as UFO around here. And anyway, I think that was back in the early 2000s. I helped him build that car right there, matter of fact, from the jig to the tires. helped him build that thing. That was pretty neat. That car, he won a lot of money with that car. He got, matter of fact, he built that car to fit a V6 in it, and was running a 4.3, but it wasn't a stock out of a S10 truck 4.3, but it was a good little 4.3 V6, and he was running up against some 600-700 horsepower V8s, and Wayne was winning, and it was a little lightweight car, and they didn't have a weight rule on the modifieds back then anywhere they went, and IMCA didn't like it because he was dominating. Anywhere he went, he won, and so IMCA put a stop to it. They said no more V6s. Actually, I don't know that they actually said that. I think it was more of a weight limit. They put I think a 2,400 pound weight limit on it, so that pretty much killed the advantage of the V6. So anyway, he's put a V8 in it. Still yet won because he just had that car figured out. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I've been rambling again, just been yakking and blowing and going, but we're going to get started back on this thing here real soon. Like I say, we've got some parts we got to do fix right there, but we also going to get back on this just as soon as we can. That car right there, we got to get that drive shaft in it, get that thing set to ready to roll, because that's coming up when, the middle of March?
Practice, we have 2 practices this week. I mean,
When's the practice?
March, middle of March or something.
Middle of March?
First race is
April
April 1st.
1st, first race.
But if we would have been ready and had gears, we could have went to Harrisburg.
When's that?
In like a week or 2.
In a couple of weeks?
They're having a pure stock class at the Winter Blast, but I don't know.
I didn't know about that. Y'all might have to go along with us. We may have to take that racing here in a couple of weeks. So, or next week, is it?
27, 28.
February 27th, 28th.
Few weeks.
So, y'all be watching. We may just go racing. And let him get some laps anyway. Hopefully we don't have to put a front clip on the thing before long. Over there at Harrisburg is a little bit different track than what it is Batesville. But anyway, we're going to go have some fun. We're going to get back to visiting with family. And I hope y'all have enjoyed this. I've showed y'all a few little projects around. Give me some information on the old Dodge truck and help me understand where the balance is on that, on what we need to do. Because I bet it's still got the 360 balancer or torque converter, wherever the balance is on it. Help me understand that, what we need to do to try to get that eliminated. Then we can get that thing a-rolling. He can start pulling the race car with that old Dodge. And so anyway, like, subscribe, comment, tell somebody about it, leave a comment, tell me something about that Dodge, and we'll have to get back with you here in another day or two. Outfits Garage. Matthew says see you later. I say see you later. Have a good one.